Hi, it's Grant Hedefin, and I'm just going to give you a run through the back end of the sailing school software. So here we are. You've just logged in, and this is my NauticEd logged in as a sailing school, and this is the page you're going to land on when you first get in. And the first one is your prospect and student dashboard. So this is where all your prospects and students reside. And the first thing I want you to do is just sort of like click on this here, and that'll drop down and describe what prospects are, what students are, and then what this requested list is down here. So prospects are people that have registered with NauticEd from your digital marketing efforts. And even if they're being converted into a student, they're still going to be in this table just for convenience. So everybody resides in this table, and you can see them, all of your prospects and students. And what you'll see over here on the right hand side is a convert button. So you can convert this prospect into a student, and you'll notice that the first one here, they've been converted into a student, and that's a student of your school, so we call that a training student. And you can do a search for anybody. As your list gets pretty big, you can just type in their email address and name. So next table, this is all of your students, your training students, people that you've actually converted into a student, you or your instructors are working with. And you can see everybody there when they signed up, the instructors that you've associated to. You can see their theory rank, their real rank, and if they've been if they've got any verified competency by any of your instructors. So, and then you can just click on the name there. You can click on this little thing here, and you can send them an email. The requested list, so that is where one of your instructors has said, hey, I'm working with this student and I want you to convert them into a training student. So they may be your prospect that you want to convert into a training student, or they might be just somebody that's in the NauticEd database that has called the instructor and said, hey, I want to do some practical training, and then you're going to convert them into a student. And when you convert them, there is a fee. It's for right now just a little fee just to get started. And when you do that, you can also buy courses for the students, and then just click that, enter your credit card, and then that drops those courses into that student's curriculum, and they can just get going. So anytime you get lost as well, just over here, you can click any of these buttons here. So this will take you back to the students and prospects dashboard. So here we are. So we just went through the prospect table, student table, requested list, find, add, and buy. That's exactly what it is. So you can, somebody might say, well, I'm a NauticEd student and I'd like to get trained by your school. And so you'll say, well, just give me your email address that you've registered with NauticEd, and you'll just type it in here, and then that student will just appear. They'll show up, and you can convert them into your training student. If they're not sure, or they're just not a NauticEd student, you can add them. So you tried to find them, they weren't there, you can add them to your training list, and then once you've done that, you can buy a course for them to get them started and convert them into a student if you want. So over here, the next one is source tables. Now this is really important. So source tables tell you how you are doing with your digital marketing efforts, and it will tell you the number of prospects, the number of converted prospects into students. You can find anybody here, but what you'll see is the UTM medium, UTM source, and UTM campaign. And that's, if you start to read the digital marketing program that we've sent out for you, anytime you have a link, you want to put these little attributes into the link, and then they will show up here. And so you can see, maybe we've got Igor as a test student. He came from the September newsletter. And if you want to, you're working with him, you can just hit convert there as well into a student. This is a really important table to see how well you're doing. Where are students coming from? How did that newsletter do? How's my website doing? How did that ad that I placed somewhere do? How is that QR code that I put on that boat show flyer? How's that doing? And so you can see exactly how you're doing in terms of marketing. Okay, school management. So we're just going to click back there, and this is going to take you to this page down here, account info management, and you can see everything about your school, how you've got it set up. That's all pretty obvious. Find, add, buy, promote events and opportunities. So right here, if you've got an event going on, you can read more about this in digital marketing, but you can just add an event or a local opportunity that you're doing with your school to get people more out on the water, and then that markets directly to all NauticEd students. This is your public web page that's going to be displayed, so you can see as you make changes in here, then all of this data gets promoted onto your public web page. So this is about your school and everything there. So drop back to my NauticEd. Here we are. We can go to school management, and we can come back. Here's all the transactions that your students have done. You can see what commissions that you're due, see if you've bought somebody a course or not. Operating instructions, that's how to get your school up and running properly on NauticEd. This NauticEd iframe here, it's talked about in the digital marketing guide. So we really want you to just click on this and start reading all the digital marketing guide that talks about how to drop an iframe onto your website. And in that iframe, people can register for 2 free courses on your website, and they can get entered into the database, and they'll be sent an email. NauticEd will look after them. They'll get 2 free courses, and it's all from your website. So you definitely want to read that. The Pro NauticEd, that's any time we want to communicate to the schools or instructors. Only you guys have a login into that blog site, and we can communicate things to you that we don't necessarily need the public to see. The NauticEd student guide, this is just a ridiculously amazing guide that you can use to send out to students, and I'll just click on it. It's a PDF, and you should be just taking maximum advantage of this. So anytime you want to send somebody a PDF or even just a link to a PDF, it shows them what NauticEd is all about and why we are absolutely just the most amazing sailing education company in the world. There's your license agreement and sign out. So that's a good introduction to NauticEd, operating all the back end of your site. Just over here, this is school information, and this is on account info management right here. So we highly advise you to add some images that you want to upload, and those images will go onto your public website. Here's your locations you want to talk about, and maybe you've got multiple locations, but add that in. And then just right here, here's how you set your password and things like that. So, all right. Hopefully that's given you a good introduction to the website, and you're welcome.